This is going to be slightly different to my other videos, which usually revolve around singing. This one is not going to be singing. It's going to be revolving around the coronavirus. And I know you don't want to hear it. Please don't skip this video. I know you're sick and tired of hearing about it. I am as well. So hopefully I'll make it quick and short and simple and easy for you to understand. And hopefully you'll gain something out of it that you haven't heard about yet. So first and foremost, if you don't know about coronavirus, you must be living under a rock because there is shit going on in the world and you need to take it seriously, okay? So I'm one of those people that just has a really hard time taking life seriously in general. So I really struggled with understanding how big the problem was because I just took it as a joke. I still kind of sometimes take it as a joke because I see people in the grocery stores just acting like clowns, fighting each other over toilet paper and just being silly, really. So it's hard to actually grasp how serious this problem is. I think some people are confused with the word lockdown and what it's meant to look like. Just to clarify, a lockdown doesn't necessarily mean the whole country will shut down. Just take, for example, Italy. Even though they're under lockdown, their supermarkets and pharmacies are still open. So please don't panic buy and hoard items that you don't need. Just remember that the grocery stores will still be open for you even if we go into lockdown. What we're trying to do is trying to delay how many people get it, and so everybody doesn't get it at the same time. Because the problem with that is if everybody gets it at the same time, there just won't be enough equipment or resources in the hospital for those people to get better and be treated. So why everyone keeps saying, let's flatten out the curve, they're essentially just saying, make sure that everybody kind of stays away from each other so we don't get the virus all at the same time. We kind of get it different stages, different times of the week, different times of the month, so the hospitals can handle us all. A really cool analogy that really helped me put this flattening the curve thing into perspective was a hospital is very similar to a grocery store or a local supermarket. You've seen firsthand what happens when everybody goes to the store at the exact same time. It is a nightmare. Everything is empty. There's not enough resources or food for people. It's just a nightmare that you do not want to have. It's the same thing that's going to happen in the hospital. If everybody gets sick at the exact same time, the hospital is just going to be basically out of resources for you. But I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, at the speed that the coronavirus is spreading, it is very likely that you or someone you know or your family and friends or a coworker are going to get the coronavirus, which means you'll most likely have to isolate yourself at home at some point. So here's the reality of things. You're gonna have to be prepped for it. And everyone out there is giving you tips and tricks on how to protect yourself and how to avoid the coronavirus, but no one's really telling us what to do when we do get the coronavirus or when we come into contact with someone who has the coronavirus, and we basically just have to assume that we're also positive. So I'm here to tell you a few little tips and tricks that you can prepare yourself for, because let's just go ahead and assume that you're gonna get the coronavirus. So tip number 1. Go into the grocery store and stay away from the toilet paper aisle because you will not get diarrhea. It is very unlikely and you do not need all that toilet paper. Tip number 2. When you go to the grocery store, try and make your way to the fresh food aisles. So the fresh vegetables and fresh fruits. Find your favorite vegetables and pick them up, go home, and put them into a really big pot. If you have a slow cooker, that would be ideal. Put them in a really big pot and put some water in it, put some little spices in it, and let it just sit there for a few hours and make yourself a good old soup. Put that soup in the freezer so you're ready for the time when you are feeling a little bit low and under the weather, where you take that soup out of the freezer and you can take care of yourself for a couple of days. Tip number 3, you're gonna need some painkillers when you do start to feel a little bit sick. So go out, buy yourself one bottle, just one, because you do not need hundreds and hundreds of pills. A bottle of acetaminophen, which can be called Panadol or Tylenol in some countries. Tip number 4. So I recommend some of my patients to go out and buy a humidifier. This is a great thing to have even when you don't have viral symptoms. You basically fill it up. It looks like this. You fill it up with water and it basically spits out little mist into your room and keeps the room nice and moist and hydrated for you while you sleep. It's also a great tool to help you breathe throughout the night, especially when you get some stuffy nose happening when you're sick. If you do not want to go get a humidifier, it's completely okay. You can always have a really hot shower when you're sick and you can't really breathe, and just make sure you take in all that steam and open up those nasal passages. Just on a side note, if you are having trouble breathing during this coronavirus season, please don't wait. Pick up the phone and call for help, or call your family who can come and help you as well. I know there's a lot of people, especially in my age group, who do live by themselves, and it can be a pretty scary thing to take care of yourself and not have someone around you. So always try and find a friend or a family member that you can check in with every day just to make sure that you're going okay. Tip number 5. So you're going to most likely have a really dry cough when you get the virus. And in that case, it's really recommended that you go out and get a bottle of cough syrup, just to make sure that you can perhaps take a sip before you have to go to bed to just get you through the night. Tip number 6. Because you're going to have a dry cough, your throat is probably going to start to feel a little bit rough. What you can do is get yourself stocked up on a little bit of tea. Usually green tea with honey and ginger are the best, and they will get your throat back in order. Tip number 7? 6? I forget. Regardless. Next tip. Make sure you load up on healthy snacks. You might have to stay at home, and I don't want you to just go into the store and grab a bag of chips and chocolate and popcorn and soda for all your Netflix and chilling time. No. Make healthy choices, because the only way to get over a sickness is if you're healthy yourself. So go into the store and find things that are going to last in the fridge but are also healthy for you. So some of my favorites are almonds, cheese and crackers, carrots and hummus. I honestly am addicted to carrots and hummus. It's not even a joke. And I have like a kilogram of hummus. But these things last in the fridge for a long time, so do make healthy choices. Don't go out there and follow the herd into buying these crazy things that you're not going to use, like 2-minute noodles. Just relax. Have some healthy soup that's already ready to go, and you do not need to reach for the 2-minute noodles. And last but not least, remember to stay happy and positive, and just remember that we're all going to get through this. I know there are a lot of people around us that are day by day becoming infected and things are spreading, but also remember the fact that there are a lot of people that are also recovering from coronavirus. So please don't give up hope, don't lose your mind, don't start panicking, just relax, check up on each other and your friends and your neighbors, and especially your grandparents and the elderly. I know there's going to be madness around the world for the next couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but I want you to remember that everything is going to be okay. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Just dance. It's gonna be okay. Da-da-doo-doo, just dance. Spin that record, babe. Da-da-doo-doo, just dance. Gonna be okay. Da-da-doo-doo, dance, dance, dance. Just dance. You didn't think I would actually make a video and not sing, did you?